Hello, YouTube. I want to tell you about a very interesting episode of the continuous UFO saga about visitations of our planet by unidentified flying objects. And we're not even sure if they come from the outside of our planet or they come from other areas in our planet that we don't know much about. But we can discuss it. What I do want to tell you is what happened in the Kingdom of Poland, also known as Congress Poland, Congress Kingdom of Poland, or Russian Poland. Formerly known as the Kingdom of Poland, it was a polity created in 1815 by the Congress of Vienna as a semi-autonomous Polish state, a successor to Napoleon's Duchy of Warsaw. It was established when the French ceded a part of Polish territory to the Russian Empire, following the France's defeat in the Napoleonic Wars. In 1915, during World War I, it was replaced by the German-controlled nominal Regency Kingdom, until Poland gained independence in 1918. The Congress Kingdom of Poland was theoretically granted considerable political autonomy by the liberal constitution. However, its rulers, the Russian emperors, generally disregarded any restrictions on their power. It was therefore little more than a puppet state in a personal union with the Russian Empire. So let's look at very interesting but little-known events in this puppet state over 100 years ago and see how similar they are to what is being reported by the military pilots in the 21st century. The War Ministry of the Russian Empire began to receive alarming reports from the officers of units stationed on the territory of the Kingdom of Poland. Now, they said that soldiers constantly noticed cigar-shaped objects of unknown origin in the sky, which from a height, from an altitude up there, observed the positions of the military, especially during the exercises. The objects behaved very strangely. On occasions, they would hover, and then they would begin to maneuver and move at unimaginable speed, and at the same time, they abruptly changed the direction of their movement. The German military attaché and the secretaries of the German embassy in St. Petersburg, Russia, were invited to the ministerial meeting. They were provided with reports of eyewitnesses of this unusual phenomena in the sky. This was surprising since the documents were classified as top secret, and Kaiser Germany was not an ally of the Russian Empire, although the emperors, of course, were relatives, and generally they didn't hate each other. They had actually cordial relationships to a point. Why did the Russian military department take such an unprecedented step? The Germans did not have to spend much time to prove that they had nothing to do with the mysterious flying objects that observed the location of Russian troops on the western border. It was obvious that at that time no nation had technical capabilities to create an aircraft capable of moving in the air at ultra-high speeds and maneuvering, ignoring the laws of gravity. Therefore, the topic of the meeting was closed, and all the materials of the investigation were handed over to the archive of the military department. However, UFOs over the Russian-German border continued to fly. Their activity in the sky stopped only on the eve of the First World War. And by that time, there were other observations I mentioned in my other videos about the Kazakhs and UFOs and so forth, taken in other parts of the Russian Empire, far remote parts, and not only of the cigar-shaped objects by any means. Later, the researchers will discover a pattern. Mysterious aircraft show the greatest interest in secret military facilities, troop locations, and tests of military equipment. This was the case of the turn of the 19th and 20th century, on the eve and during the Second World War, and during the period of active confrontation between NATO and the Warsaw Pact countries. And this continues in our times, to the extent that now national space agencies look into this, albeit reluctantly, and legislative bodies demand that the military explain their recorded sightings. But it seems to me, once again, the investigations and reports will be stashed in the inaccessible archives, and we will not know much until something very interesting and earth-shattering happens. This is what I wanted to let you know, because most of you do not know the history of UFOs in Europe, especially Eastern Europe or Eurasia, in that period, and this is what my job to tell you about this. And I will bring you more interesting stories about UFO sightings over Eurasia. And if you like my research, please support me. You'll find the links how to do it in the description to this video. Please like my videos and tell others. Thank you.